We all communicate every day to many different audiences using many different tools. Not all communications require the same level of tax technical knowledge you'll need to write a research memo or client letter. But technical or not, all your communications count. They help you get things done, they enhance professional relationships, they build your personal brand. And that's true whatever path your career may eventually follow. Okay, we'll start our final roundup of common communications with work papers. Tax work papers house information that may be needed to answer questions by the client, colleagues, or regulators, months, even years after the work is completed. Work papers must be retained for all open tax years, the length of time the IRS can audit the tax return. Because each taxpayer is different, it can be difficult to determine what can safely be discarded. Future readers will refer to work papers for more than just the raw numbers. They'll look to work papers to better understand how and why a number was calculated. So what are the keys to supporting this understanding? First and foremost, labels. Every number should be clearly labeled so even a reader unfamiliar with the situation can understand the context for that number. Second, references. Tie all numbers used in the work paper to a source document such as a trial balance, account number, information provided by the client, or another work paper. The audit trail must be clear. Third, show your work. If the work paper is created in Excel, then mathematical calculations should always be done by formula, so the reviewer may see which numbers are used in the calculation. If the cell contains just a number value, it will be more difficult for someone else to understand the calculation and follow the work. Fourth, professional format. You can use colors, fonts, and highlighting to help the reader understand the flow of work and the final results, but don't use colors, fonts, or highlighting simply to decorate your document. Fifth, notes. Take a step back and consider your reader. Would someone unfamiliar with the situation be able to follow your calculations and thought process? If not, don't be afraid to add explanations to support your work. Work papers can contain more than numbers. Let's move to another common communication. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called the email. Email is a gift. It's also a trap. In the nonstop email traffic of a typical day, it's far too easy to let your fingers get ahead of your brain. But in the world of professional services, it's critical not to fall into that trap. Instead, we need to be purposeful about every email we send. Whether communicating with a client or with colleagues who are friends, be professional. Follow a structure. Open with a greeting, then follow the correspondence with a closing remark or summary and a signature. The general principles highlighted in other videos of the series, offer the right amount of detail, invest time in your communication, be professional, all apply to email as well. So do the writing rules of thumb. Here are 3 more quick tips. Number 1, be cautious. Anything you put in writing, even electronically, could potentially be read by people other than the intended recipient. You're never completely in control of who's watching what you write, so make sure that anything that has your name on it is correct and professional, that it reflects the image of yourself that you want to promote. A good rule of thumb is to write an email as if someone other than the intended recipient will read it. What would you do differently if the chairman of your firm were copied? 2, always be courteous, no matter how busy you are. It's a simple rule, as easy as... Number 3, be clear and specific, and not just with your clients. This applies to your colleagues as well. Assume they are busy with competing priorities and make it as easy as possible for them to process your message and take the appropriate action. A message like this is short, which is great, but it raises more questions than it answers. Helping this person out is going to require an FBI investigation. Don't put me in that position. Tell me what I need to know. What client? What specific document? When is it needed? Why is it needed? Who am I supposed to send it to and how? Hard copy? Email? Coffee table book? And the little text speak you nested in there doesn't help. Even if I understand the slang, and I don't always, it seems a little careless. Avoid using text speak in your emails. Emails to clients require a few additional considerations. Match the client's level of technical knowledge. A complex issue may require a phone call to the client before you send the email to help them absorb the information. Alternately, you can summarize complex issues in an email and schedule a call to review and discuss. If you need to include personally identifiable information, PII, or any other confidential information, it's important to encrypt the message. And keep in mind that an email that contains client-related information, including an email you send to a colleague about the client, is likely to be included in document retention files for that client. Assume it will be seen by a peer review team, by quality control, or the SEC. Be careful what you put in writing. Great question. Instant Messenger is a quick and easy way to communicate, but it's still important to be professional. It's more acceptable to use abbreviations and texting shortcuts in IM than in email, but consider who you are communicating with and use the appropriate level of formality. As with email, remember that your IM may be seen by others. Instant Messenger transcripts may be subject to retention. Excellent. IM is meant for simple, logistical messages like this one. Don't ever discuss client-specific information over IM. Don't include tax return issues, account numbers, anything pertaining to the particulars of a client situation. And in fact, this does bring us to the end of this final roundup. Good luck with all of your future communications throughout what I hope will be a rewarding and fulfilling career. Thank you for watching.